I know, they did let me out today.
But take a picture by the door.
I heard 2 o'clock, Caledonia. I figured out.
I'll grab this one up. That's all right. Good to see you. Kind of fun.
Perfect. I just
It's been a whirlwind that you're reading. It's a whirlwind. Apparently. Not all of them are gonna have. Because remember, there's been 3 different.
That's the thing.
Yeah. The third one, so it's crazy. Yeah, for sure. So 5 to 6 per. So it was last year. Hey, not my doing.
You think?
It is pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
No, I'm done with that. I'm done taking your time. I'm done taking it. I can't start taking enough meetings for stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing changed.
Yeah, they're,
So I sent Jesse and I just said Jesse needs to have you on it. I'll be back. Green. Oh, I guess I'm done.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
really.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I haven't. I go over attention to this here.
Couple minutes, yeah.
Me either. Did you?
Are we live, Connor?
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I never wish.
Yeah, it's okay. No, you're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're sitting. You're good. I would have said something. It's all good.
I'm going by AT&T. All right, one more minute, the longest minute before the bid opening, so. All right, I got 2:00. So for those that are here in person and for those that have joined us online, on behalf of City of Walker, Studio GC Architectures, and OAK, we appreciate all the time and effort putting your bids together. Just a couple of housekeeping notes. First of all, if everyone can silence their phones, that's always helpful. I just did myself. There's going to be there are 21 bid categories for this project. We're actually going to start at bid category 10. I think there may have been a little bit of a snafu on the numbering, so I'm going to take a little bit of time. I'm going to really try hard not to misspeak, but there might be a little bit of discrepancies on the bid categories, but we're going to try to address that right here. We do have some, I believe, 16 bid alternates. I will read those as they're applicable to the bid categories. We'll acknowledge any clarifications or voluntary alternates, but I'm not going to read those numbers. And again, for the project, you should have either bid bond, cashier's check, or traveler's check as a bid security. Personal checks will not be accepted, so we won't read the bid if that's the case. Post bids looks like they are scheduled for March 11th. If we deem necessary to contact the next bidder, we might have to do that. If you have any questions, please reach out to Bob, who is over here on the left, raising his hand. Do not reach out to the owner or architect directly, but we will address those as soon as we can. And again, we'll try to turn these bid results out as quickly as tomorrow, hopefully in the morning, but if not, it'll be on the afternoon. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and start with bid category number 10, asphalt paving. First bidder is Black Gold Transport for a base bid of $125,080. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. There are no project alternates, and they've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, Light Load Services for a base bid of $129,960. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. No project alternates. They've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, Bob's Asphalt Paving for a base bid of $168,352. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. No project alternates. They've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, Michigan Paving and Materials for a base bid of $152,560. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. No project alternates. They've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, A1 Asphalt for a base bid of $172,500. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. No project alternates. They have not endorsed the schedule. They've got some qualifications. Next bidder, Reith Riley Construction for a base bid of $192,100. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. No project alternates, and they've endorsed the schedule. Next bid category, number 11, which is landscaping. First bidder, Rockwell Earthworks for a base bid of $629,143. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. Does not appear any project alternates, and they have endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, Everett Landscaping Management for a base bid of $593,597.53. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. They do have for pricing on alternate number 9 is an add of $7,434.28. Otherwise, no other project alternate pricing. They have amended the schedule and have put notes there. Next bidder, Summit Landscape Management for a base bid of $393,534.57. They acknowledge the addendums 1, 2, and 3. No project alternates, and they have not endorsed the schedule. Next bidder is Mason Ludlow Landscaping and Irrigation for a base bid of $365,800. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. Project alternate number 2 is an add of $120,800. Project alternate number 9 is an add of $46,500. Otherwise, no other project alternates. They have listed a voluntary alternate. They have not endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, Landscape Design Services, for a base bid of $394,280. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. Project alternate number 9 is an add of $8,900. No other project alternates, and they've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, Twin Lakes Nursery, for a base bid of $405,745. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. Alternate number 9 is an add of $10,000. No other project alternates. They've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, ProCare Landscape Management, for a base bid of $434,590. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. No project alternates. They've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, Tender Lawn Care, for a base bid of $358,046.48. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. No project alternates. They've endorsed the schedule. Next bid category, 12, concrete polishing. First bidder, Burgess Concrete Construction, for a bid of $38,560. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. No project alternates. They've endorsed the schedule. Next bid category, number 13, which is general trades. First bidder, BCI Construction, base bid, $1,303,000. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. They do have a clarification. We do have project alternates. Alternate number 1 is an add of $49,750. Alternate number 2 is an add of $9,000. Alternate number 5 is an add of $52,900. Alternate number 8 is an add of $6,500. Alternate number 9 is an add of $10,750 with a qualification. They do have a voluntary alternate, and they've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, Triangle Constructors, for a base bid of $1,427,400. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. Project alternate number 1 is an add of $48,450. Alternate number 5 is an add of $64,400. Alternate number 8 is an add of $10,500. Alternate number 9 is an add of $15,050. Alternate number 10 is an add of $2,350. And they have endorsed the schedule. Next bid category, number 14, metal wall panels. First bidder, Versatile Roofing System, with a base bid of $318,255. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. No project alternates. They've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, Paramount Sheet Metal, for a base bid of $664,240. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. No project alternates. They've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, Reliable Sheet Metal, for a base bid of $920,000. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. Alternate number 1 is an add of $6,500. And they've endorsed the schedule. Next bid category, number 15, which is doors, frames, and hardware. First bidder, automatic equipment sales and service for a bid of $100,770. Addendums 1, 2, and 3 have been acknowledged. No project alternates, and they've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, architectural openings and access for a base bid of $97,485. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. No project alternates. They've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, S.A. Mormon Company for a base bid of $115,870. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. Alternate number 10 is an add of $1,800. They do have some voluntary alternates, and they've endorsed the schedule. Next bid category, number 16, signage. First bidder, Postma Signs for a base bid of $22,109. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. No project alternates. They've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, Midwest Sign Company for a base bid of $37,268. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. No project alternates. They've endorsed the schedule. Next bid category, number 17, roofing. First bidder, Paramount Sheet Metal for a base bid of $1,239,440. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. Alternate number 1 is an add of $34,330. Alternate number 3 is an add of $86,200. No other project alternates. They have listed a voluntary alternate, and they've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, Versatile Roofing Systems for a base bid of $920,150. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. Alternate number 1 is an add of $26,000. Alternate number 3 is an add of $70,500. They have listed some voluntary alternates, and they've endorsed the schedule. Next bid category, number 18, joint sealants. First bidder, Slager Restoration and Sealants for a base bid of $16,375. Only addendum 1 has been acknowledged. Project alternate number 2 is an add of $2,130. Project alternate number 9 is an add of $375. They do have a voluntary alternate, and they've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, CJ's Coatings and Sealants for a base bid of $23,314. They've acknowledged all of the addendums, 1, 2, and 3. Project alternate number 1 is an add of $1,314. Project alternate number 2 is an add of $564. Project alternate number 9 is an add of $384. And they've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, Premier Caulking for a base bid of $15,700. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. No project alternate pricing submitted. They've endorsed the schedule. Next bid category, number 19, folding panel partitions. First bidder, LG2 for a base bid of $107,499. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. No project alternates. They've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, Partition Systems, Inc. for a base bid of $124,100. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. No project alternates. They've listed voluntary alternates, and they've endorsed the schedule. Next bid category, number 20, aluminum glass and glazing. First bidder, Lakeshore Glass and Metals for a base bid of $804,240. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. Alternate number 4 is an add of $77,330. Alternate number 9 is a deduction of $3,200. Alternate number 10 is an add of $19,200. They've listed some voluntary alternates. They've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, Voss Glass, for a base bid of $837,000. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. Alternate number 4 is an add of $33,300. Alternate number 10 is an add of $23,400. They've listed voluntary alternates. They have not endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, Grand Valley Glass, for a base bid of $799,975. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. Alternate number 1 is an add of $40,020. Alternate number 10 is an add of $22,300. They've endorsed the schedule. Next bid category, number 21, which is lath plaster, drywall, and acoustical. First bidder, Ritzmo Associates, for a base bid of $2,165,000. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. Project alternate number 7 is a deduct of $5,020. Alternate number 9 is an add of $6,000. They've acknowledged the schedule. Next bidder is Sobey Company for a base bid of $1,667,120. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. Project alternate number 7 is a deduct of $9,035. Alternate number 9 is an add of $4,960. And they've acknowledged the schedule. Next bidder, the Bauma Corporation, for a base bid of $1,699,000. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. Project alternate number 7 is a deduct of $10,000. Project alternate number 9 is an add of $7,600. They do have clarifications. They've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, Phoenix Interiors, for a base bid of $1,929,000. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. Alternate number 7 is a deduct of $8,500. Alternate number 9 is an add of $2,600. They do have clarifications. And they've endorsed the schedule. Next bid category, number 22, which is flooring. First bidder, Ritzmo Associates, base bid $344,125. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. Alternate number 9 is an add of $4,500. Alternate number 13 is an add of $49,300. They've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, the Bauma Corporation, for a base bid of $263,053. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. Alternate number 9 is an add of $1,659. Alternate number 13 is an add of $34,750. They do have clarifications, and they've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, Lansing Tile and Mosaic, for a base bid of $230,693. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. Project alternate number 13 is an add of $24,220. And they've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, River City Flooring, for a base bid of $209,503. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. All right, project alternate number 13 is an add of $50,941. And they've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, Sobey Company, for a base bid of $220,570. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. Alternate number 9 is an add of $6,950. Alternate number 13 is an add of $26,677. They've acknowledged the schedule. Next bidder, Johnson Commercial Interiors, for a base bid of $188,203. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. Project alternate number 13 is an add of $32,700. And they've acknowledged the schedule. Next bid category, number 23, which is painting. First bidder is Halligan Painting. Base bid, $94,620. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. Alternate number 1 is an add of $5,640. Alternate number 2 is an add of $910. Alternate number 12 is a deduct of $1,730. They do have a voluntary alternate. They've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder is Galveston Painting for a base bid of $78,109. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. No project alternates submitted. They do list of voluntary alternates. And they've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, Eckhoff and DeVries, for a base bid of $105,915. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. Alternate number 1 is an add of $13,905. Alternate number 9 is an add of $350. And they've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, DeMatt Bros Painting, for a base bid of $86,375. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. Alternate number 1 is an add of $3,730. And they've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, Vort Brothers, for a base bid of $133,490. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. No project alternates given, and they've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, H&H Painting, for a base bid of $98,669. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. Alternate number 1 is an add of $14,933, and they've endorsed the schedule. Next bid category, number 24, toilet partitions. First bidder, LG2, for a base bid of $8,873. Pardon me. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. And they've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, Division 10, for a base bid of $10,150. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. And that's all of their bids. I don't have anything for project alternates or endorsing the schedule. Next bidder, Ray Haven Group, for a base bid of $13,574. They've acknowledged addendums 1 and 2. No project alternates. They've endorsed the schedule. Next bid category, number 25, toilet accessories. First bidder, Ray Haven Group, for a base bid of $24,538. They've acknowledged addendums 1 and 2. No project alternates. They've endorsed the schedule. Division 10, base bid $54,550. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. And once again, they only gave us the first page of OAK's bid form. All right, next bid category, number 26, window coverings. First bidder, Triangle Window Fashion, for a base bid of $123,027. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. No project alternates submitted. They do have voluntary alternates, and they've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, Division 10, for a base bid of $159,050. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3, and We are missing the rest of the bid. Next bid category, number 27, commissioning. First bidder, Control Solutions, for a base bid of $11,725. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. Project alternate number 6 is an add of $150. And they've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder is FISECX for a base bid of $15,600. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. No project alternate pricing. And they've endorsed the schedule. Bid category number 28 is fire alarm. First bidder is Hoekstra Electric for a base bid of $82,800. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. No project alternates. They've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, Night Watch, for a base bid of $83,550. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. No project alternates. They've endorsed the schedule. Next bid category, number 29, Audiovisual Systems. First bidder, Town and Country, for a base bid $237,505. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. Project alternate number 16 is an add of $4,705.52. They do have additional voluntary alternates. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed project alternate number 11. That is an add of $4,342. My apologies. Like I said, they do have voluntary alternates. They've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, Shoreline Power Services, for a base bid of $253,000. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. And submitted no project alternates. They've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, Parkway Electric, for a base bid of $170,570. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. Project alternate number 16 is an add of $7,150. They've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder is Digital Age Technologies for a base bid of $113,200. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. They have not submitted any project alternates. They've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, Blue Water Technology Group, for a base bid of $47,043.16. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. No project alternates submitted, and they've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder is Beist for a base bid of $52,405. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. Project alternate number 16 is an add of $10,564. They've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, Van Belkom Companies, for a base bid of $200,000. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. They have not submitted any project alternates. Looks like they've got clarifications and a voluntary alternate. They've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, Shareco Communications, for a base bid of $191,722. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. Project alternate number 15 is an add of $6,920. Project alternate number 16 is an add of $28,000. And they've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, last one, is Access Controls, number 30. First bidder, Shoreline Power Services, for a base bid of $184,000. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. No project alternates. They've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, Night Watch, for a base bid of $143,375.18. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. No project alternates submitted. They do have a voluntary alternates, and they've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, Grand Valley Automation, for a base bid of $179,295. They've acknowledged addendums 1 and 2. Project alternate number 11 is an add of $2,370. They do have a voluntary alternates, and they've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder is Hoekstra Electric for a base bid of $230,500. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. No project alternates. They've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder is Beist Electric for a base bid of $159,900. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. Alternate number 1 is a $0, I guess, clarification. No other project alternates, and they've endorsed the schedule. Next bidder, People Driven Technology, for a base bid of $222,770. They've acknowledged addendums 1, 2, and 3. No project alternates. They do have a voluntary alternate. They've endorsed the schedule. I believe that concludes our bid opening for today. For those that joined us here, we appreciate it. For those that joined us online, again, appreciate your time and consideration for the project. We'll be getting the bid tab out tomorrow sometime, and Bob will be reaching out for those for post bids. Thanks.